Good morning, YouTube. It's Sunday, February 2nd. Gosh, we're in February already. Thank God January's over. It's cold up in here. It's like 59 degrees in this basement right now. And I know some of you probably scoff at 59 degrees and say, well, that's a heat wave. But I'm cold. I'm generally a cold person, and it takes a lot to get me warm enough. And so you can imagine what my thermostat's set to upstairs in the living quarters. But we got a little snow overnight. We've been very fortunate up here. We've had very little snow. All you guys down in south have gotten all the snow, whereas we've escaped much of it. We got a little dusting overnight, nothing too bad, about a half an inch, just enough to be annoying to have to run the shovel over just to get it out of the way so you don't leave tire tracks in your driveway, that kind of thing. So, but all in all, I'd say we've had good weather. We had 50 degrees the other day. So, yeah, bonus. I don't have too much to talk about, but not a whole lot of news that I really care about going on in the home arcade. And I know I don't consider myself a newsman, so I don't keep track of everything that happens. I know that AtGames released a new pinball, the Space Shuttle pinball. Haven't had a chance to check it out, but I will. As you can see over my shoulder there, I do have an AtGames Legends HD pinball. I do not yet have the 4K. It's still on my radar. Moratorium's still in place. I'm still not making any major purchases, but I have been investing in the GRS Build-A-Cades and related artwork and such. So I have been building my little collection there behind me there. And so I'm pretty excited. I'm actually looking at maybe some quarter arcades from Numbskull. I haven't had a quarter arcade since I sold my Dig Dug, and I'm pretty sad about that. I really want to get Dig Dug back. So I know that the Space Invaders quarter arcades are on sale, or were on sale. I don't know if they still are on Amazon, but I'm hopefully going to pick those up. Granted, they're a little bit bigger than the 1/6 scale that I have behind me, but they're what quarter arcades does with those is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to look into getting those. Nothing on the arcade one up front. You all know that. You all know that company has been silent for months. It's really sad. I was a big fan of that company. Still am. They could surprise us. Then again, may not. We'll see. I'm somewhat excited to see what Media One Up does, but I may take a pass on the Street Fighter cabinet and wait to see what they got coming next, and see if it's more in my early '80s retro time frame. So. I did make another trip to Synergy this week just to see if they've gotten any Christmas returns in. And the answer to that is no. They had very little stuff. What little they did have were beat up store display units. And they're still slapping $350 stickers on them, which is, in my mind, utterly ridiculous. So I didn't even bother talking to the guy. I just walked around to see what they had. The two cabinets I had my eye on are gone. Somebody picked them up. They got good for them. They got the money they wanted, probably got the money they wanted for them. I wasn't going to pay what they were asking. So Synergy is a business, and they're going to run it like a business, and more power to them if they can get what they're asking for. I made my offer, and they didn't like my offer. So do I feel bad about not getting those cabinets? No. They were filler arcade. I'll call them filler arcades that I would have put down here to help fill out the space. I would have been excited about modifying Yoga Flame again, soft modding it. And the Pac-Mania, I would have probably reskin that and modded it into something else. But yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes you win some, lose some on Marketplace and at companies like Synergy. And I definitely lost out this time. But I've had some wins there too, so I count my blessings there. I do have some mods. I'm like most of you out there, you're looking to do something to get to keep the hobby alive, and so I do have in-house a Tron joystick from GRS. At some point, I may swap that out. Kind of taking a wait and see approach because I may build my own Gorf. And if that happens, then I may sit on the GRS flight stick until I can get the Gorf cabinet together, and I may use it in there. I haven't had any problems with the Arcade 1-Up Tron joystick. I haven't broken it. I've been very careful about that. I've been able to play the game normally, and so that may change. I may one day break that sucker and want to replace it, but it's that joystick is pretty reasonable on Glenn's website, so I'm not too worried. As far as the Build-A-Cades, you all probably think I've become a Build-A-Cade channel, and lately I have, because I haven't had too much other stuff to talk about. So I just, I could build these things offline without even streaming. I could do that definitely. But I figure, hey, I'm here, I'm doing this, so let's just build them. People can choose to watch what they want to watch. They don't have to. But I appreciate everybody that does show up on these Sunday little morning get-togethers. That's pretty much all I got to talk about. I've had a busy week. This arcade lay dormant for the entire week because I had to be on site for work all week long. Some of you know that I get to work. I'm blessed to work from home twice a week, first 3 weeks of the month, and then the last week I got to be on site all week. So with an hour travel time to and from, I don't have much time between eating dinner and then going to bed and getting up and working out to play in the arcade. Working from home, I fire the arcade up, and on breaks and on lunch, I come down here and I play a few games. But yeah, it's been a busy week. A lot of working out, a lot of thinking about my diet. I did have my annual physical, and my doctor was impressed, so that's good. I haven't gotten the labs back yet, which is kind of concerning. Usually I get those back within a day or so, but I'm doing good. He's impressed, and this is not a product endorsement. Well, I guess it could be if I like it. So I tried these today. I've been meaning to try these all week. I'm a snacker. I love snacking, and it got pretty bad for a while. And while I work out so much that it's not harming me too bad, I started to look for things that were healthier for me and were going to give me a protein benefit. And someone recommended these Quest chips, and I tried these this morning for the first time. By the way, I'm not a paid sponsor or a paid endorser of this product. I just picked them up on my own in Walmart, and so they are tasty. I gotta say, the barbecue ones. I've got two more flavors upstairs. I got like the spicy one, and I forget what the other one was. Oh, taco flavored. So we'll see if I like those. But so far, I'm a big fan of the barbecue. And 140 calories a bag and 19 grams of protein. So I'm all about getting as much protein as I can every day. So that's just another step in that process. And so I'm trying to curb the snacking, but if I'm going to snack, I'm going to at least snack on something that's somewhat healthier for me. So that was my goal there. What else? I took Frogger, the GRS or the Build-A-Cade Frogger that I built last weekend to work, and all my coworkers want one now. So I may be on the hook for building some of these for them, but we'll see. I like building them; they're fun. So, the only thing I have on order for Build-A-Cades is the Gorf artwork. I did order that last weekend, and it should be here shortly. I think I got a shipping notification that it was coming. So Gorf will be coming. But today, if you saw the thumbnail picture, we're going to be working on a familiar piece of artwork, the Donkey Kong artwork from Joe Szabo. And not only do we have the artwork, but we also have the pieces the 3D printed pieces to make it a Glentendo style cabinet. So I'm looking forward to diving into that. So let's take a look at the chat, see who's here. Say hello. Ted's here. Thank you, Ted, for always showing up. Appreciate you. Hockey Town's here. Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Good morning. Gramps Arcade is here. Good to see you. Hockey Town says he ordered the Popeye Build-A-Cade artwork from Szabo. Yeah, I've got that behind me. I have two pieces of artwork on hand. I've got the Donkey Kong Jr. and I have Popeye. So those will be my next builds. I might slide Gorf in there if Gorf comes in this week. Next weekend's show might be the build of the Gorf, simply because I love that game. So a lot of people regretting not picking Tron up. If memory serves, I bought Tron on sale from Dell. Yeah, Dell computers. At one time they were, and they might still be selling arcade one-ups. So I actually got Tron for around $400, if I remember correctly, on sale. And that was a steal in my mind. So it was a quick, I mean, I don't even think I hesitated. As soon as I saw it, whipped out the credit card, done. So you talk about impulse buys. That was done. Sorry, I made the camera shake. Oh, man. Love my Tron, though. I mean, I've made some mods to it. I've done the S panel mod. I've done the riser panel mod. Both of those are from Tulsa Arcades. And I wanted to do a third mod to it, but I wasn't impressed by the plastic pieces. You know, those side panel pieces that you can glue into the inside of your Tron cabinet. I picked those up, and I wasn't impressed at all. Oh my goodness, is that true? Because I was going to verify that this morning, and I wasn't sure because I'm still seeing the ads in Facebook. So yeah, I might pick up another couple or three. If the code is still working, I might do that. Highly recommend them. They're fun little projects. If you're not going to collect them like I have in the back, you know, at least get one. $50. I mean, for a GRS Build-A-Cade, and then on top of that, you got to buy the Raspberry Pi or the Viper, whichever way you decide to go. And I'm still learning with the Viper board and the arcade software. So the Frogger back there is running arcade, and it doesn't have. I haven't installed all the ROMs that I have accumulated for the Raspberry Pi build. So I might get to that at some point because I do want to finalize that image and make a copy of it if I'm going to get Vipers going down the road. So Chris, good to see you. Welcome. Yeah, so if that coupon code is still active, I highly recommend it. What was it? It was let me bring it up here. Actually, it wouldn't. He's not advertising it on the website anymore. I want to say it was TMG 50. Well, let's do this. Let's try something here. Share window. So here we go. That's the flight stick. Don't want that. So let's add to cart. So subtotal $99. Yes, I agree to the terms. Let's see. Yes, code still works. There you go, folks. So get out there if you've been thinking, if you're on the fence about doing this and been thinking about it, now's the time to get them. And I'm not trying to be a shill. I just love this product. So if you love it like me, you know, go out and grab one just to try, just to try one, you know. $50 is a great deal on these things, I think. All right, so we did that. Anywho, yeah, Hockey Town, I just verified it live for everybody. So I'm not going to mince words. Let's move on over to the table and get started. I'm going to switch mics here. I'm on the test. I'm on the lavalier mic now. Let's switch camera views here for a sec. View of the arcade. What do I need to do? I need to turn off the blue lights, turn on the house lights. And I do have a heater running down here. Actually, I'm not going to turn on the house lights. I'm going to turn on my... All right, black lights are off. Okay. I also need to get my chair over here. Oh, man. Guys, I forgot my tablet. I got to go get my tablet. So entertain yourselves for a minute while I go up and do that. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I want to be able to read the chat while I'm doing this. And I already have terrible eyes. Okay, so which camera view do I want to go with? I'll go with that one. Maybe make this window a little larger. Okay. So you probably can't see, but or you might be able to see from the other camera angle, the far off camera angle, that I've got everything unboxed. I wanted to, you know, have everything prepped and ready. I've been through the unboxing several times before, so in previous videos. All right, so what you see here is all of the GRS pieces unboxed, and then I have the Joe Szabo artwork neatly packaged. And the nice thing about Szabo's artwork, as opposed to Arcade Graphics on eBay, is that you don't have to do any cutting. I mean, this is all pre-cut and pre-packaged, ready to go. Don't have to take out any other than get them out of the package. I am good to go. So the pieces that I have, the 3D pieces that Joe Szabo's prints, and I'll hold this up. So you've got your monitor, and then you've got your two side pieces that will essentially give your side panel a Nintendo shape. Well, I'm gonna bring it down. So here you have your original GRS panel, and then boom, slide in the 3D piece, and it becomes a Glentendo cabinet is what we'll call it. So you've got the piece for the other side, piece for that side, and then this is the external bezel. I'll call it the external bezel, which goes on the outside. I watched Glenn's video on putting together the Nintendo cabinet, and I, just looking for various techniques on what to do, how to go about applying the artwork. So I'm going to follow. It makes sense to do the side panel artwork after it's put together because of these pieces. So because I have these side pieces to put in, we're going to wait for the cabinet to be together before we put the side panel artwork on. Normally, if you've seen my previous videos, I'll do the side panel artwork right away. Well, this is a little different because we're doing the 3D printed Nintendo pieces. So I'm not quite sure how this goes together, but we'll figure it out as we go along, right? All right, so let's do some artwork to begin with. Let's get some artwork out of the way. And here we have, I'm just going to cut along the side. Maybe my scissors aren't as sharp as they used to be. Or that, or Joe Szabo uses great plastic packaging. The other thing about Szabo's artwork too is it's firmer. There's definitely a firmness to his artwork because it's almost like plastic pieces itself, you know. And he has actual protective plastic on his artwork as well. So we're going to have to remember to peel that off. So we've got our backing, and we've got a plastic protective piece on the printed panel. Very, very interesting. Good to know, though. Just remember, if you get a kit from Joe Szabo's, his printed artwork appears to be plastic protected, whereas Arcade Graphics is not. And again, there's a firmness to this. Gosh, you know what? Joe Szabo's piece is marquee piece actually looks like a direct replacement for the existing one. I may not need this. It's reverse printed. So this might be just ready to go. I think I'm just going to, it's just as firm as the original marquee. Yeah, that's an actual marquee replacement piece. And I'm sure there's a plastic protector on that as well. Reverse printed. Awesome. So we don't need the GRS marquee plate. So we'll set that piece behind us. I suppose I could have taken all this out offline and had it ready, but Stock Jack, good to see you, man. Welcome. Sorry to hear that your artwork hasn't come. All right, here we have both our control panel and the speaker piece, which goes on the front. Again, these are all plastic protected. I'm not going to peel the plastic off of them yet until I apply them. It's awesome. I like how Joe Szabo does his artwork. It takes time. I mean, you all know, you've ordered from him. I'm grateful to Glenn for intervening on my behalf and getting this artwork, or getting Joe to get this artwork to me. Really appreciate that. All right, here we have the Donkey Kong bezel, which is a plastic piece. Impressive. So I was worried about what we were going to do here with this plastic protector piece. And I don't think we'll probably still use it, but this goes on the front. Like so. Interesting. Okay. So that's just a replacement piece of plastic. This does not appear to have a protector on it. I could be wrong about that. Hey, Biggie D, good to see you, man. Welcome. Gamer Fridge, welcome. Good to see you guys. We're doing our Nintendo Donkey Kong build. I don't think there's a plastic protector piece. It doesn't look like it. No, it doesn't. On this front bezel cover. So we're going to apply that piece last, I think, after the art cabinet is built. Okay, so artwork. We're not going to put anything on this piece. No artwork there. Let's do the control panel really quick. So I'm going to peel off the backing. Again, Joe Szabo does quality work. He really does. The last thing I got from Joe Szabo was a marquee, an Arcade 1-Up marquee replacement. And that was the Atari Tempest. I absolutely loved that. And I had a few other marquees on order, but I sold those cabinets, so I canceled the order and just got the GRS Build-A-Cade artwork as a replacement. All right, we're going to slide this over. Okay. And then we're going to peel the plastic protective piece off. Probably should have done it beforehand, but. All right, so there's a little plastic film. Look at that. That's just gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous artwork. All right, so we'll set the control panel aside. Trying to stay tidy here, so. All right, so next on artwork, let's get out the coin door piece and we'll do the coin door artwork. So again, this is plastic protected. We're gonna apply it first. What's nice about this is it's firmer than Arcade Graphics. So it's probably gonna be an easier application because, I mean, look, I mean, that's not flimsy at all. It's okay. All right. We'll go ahead and peel the protective plastic. Nice, shiny, glossy artwork. Oh, let's do the other piece as well. Stock Jock, I ordered my Gorf last week, and I just got shipping notification like Thursday or Friday. So I don't know when I'll get it this week, but if I do get it this week, I may do Gorf next weekend. So now we're going to do the speaker piece. I don't know what panel to call that. What do you call that panel? I mean, that's a J panel in Arcade 1-Up land. Get any dust bunnies off. Okay. And peeling off the plastic protective piece, and there we have the coin door and J panel. Nice little insert coin graphic on there. No, I have not seen that build, Hockey Town. I can check to see if I have it. It's called the. I'll try it. I'll look for it. I've got a. I've got one of those huge builds that I got from somewhere, and it might be on there. I can check later. I got to get my water. I did pay a visit to Hobby Lobby this week. Just looking for any additional artwork. And I didn't, you know, they're having a big sale right now, but I didn't, I wound up not walking away with a whole lot. So, all right. So the only artwork we have left to do are the marquee, which is already done, the front plastic piece, and then the side panels. So I think we're ready to proceed to build. So let's go ahead and do that. Get my screwdrivers of choice. By the way, one of these kits is a must-have. I think I mentioned that in the previous video. Just tiny screwdrivers. Must-have in an arcade, especially if you're doing like 1/6 scale arcades and you need to open them up. All right, typical GRS build, and of course I always reference the manual because I'm old and I have CRS, so I could probably build one of these almost blindfolded now, but not blindfolded, but without instructions, but kind of like B Kong does with arcade 1-ups. Yeah, you do enough of those and you just start doing it by memory. So we're putting the feet on the base. I'm going to move this light over a little bit so I can see what's on the monitor. That way I know what I'm doing is still in the picture frame. All right, so we've got our base done. I'm going to set a joystick cover on the side there. I've started a bin for GRS spare parts now. It's probably a good thing to do, just in case you need something that you already have spare for. Okay, now that that's done, we're going to put the battery in. Make sure the cable is going towards the back. You have an arrow on this piece that points towards the front. So we're going to need our little bracket here, which is called a battery strap, part number K2. And then we need screws. We need our first screws, the S6 screws. So here's our screw bag. And we need S6, and I love the way Glenn has labeled all of his parts. Here's S6, self-tapping screws. Okay, battery is in. So we'll set that piece aside. And now we're going to start assembling the monitor. So we've already got our clean towel on a flat work surface, and we're going to need our monitor. Let's get our monitor out. I'm kind of curious what's that, because I know Stock Shack had ordered Robotron artwork, but I thought he already got that. Stock Shack, what artwork did you get? Was it the Robotron still? Why is my brightness down? That's why. There we go. And we're going to peel off the protective cover on the monitor. DSI connector is at the top, as per the manual. All right, now we need, let's see, attach the screen mount F2. That would be this piece to the screen with the part number F2 is on the left side. So the part number is right here. We're going to slide this right over the monitor, which is upside down, and we need 4 S3 screws. S3. These are M2.5 by 5 millimeter screws. 0, it's going to be a multi-cade, but it's going to boot up straight into DK. So, but there will be multiple versions on there eventually. I don't know if on my current image if I put multiple versions on there or not. We'll see. But for now, I just want to get it up and running as a DK. But it'll have my standard Build-A-Cade image, Raspberry Pi Build-A-Cade image. Again, that's an image that I cultivated, the ROMs that were important to me. Your set may be different, but they're the ones that I care about and the ones that I want to have available to my Build-A-Cades. You know, I already got a comment at work the other day when I took my Frogger in that, can it play this? Can it play that? And I said, well, it could. I just didn't put the ROM out there. Yeah, I don't like these 30,000 ROM images that you can obtain. It's just too much. It's overwhelming. So there's a set group of arcades, and I think Stock Shock will identify with me on this. There's just a group of arcades that I grew up in the 70s and 80s that I care about. And so those are the ROMs that I'm going to use. All right, so we did that. Now we need to do the other piece, the front bezel piece, which is basically going to stay black in the build. We're not going to put any bezel artwork on here. And we need to secure that with S4 screws. Done enough of these. You would think I'd just know this all by heart by now, but so there's our S4 screws. Get in the hole. Yeah, it's a real thing. Over on my TV screen there is the Raspberry Pi build that I got, and it's got, you know, almost 25,000 games on it. I only need a handful. There's all kinds of consoles and stuff, and you know, I've said it before. When I first started this channel, I'm not a console gamer. Never was. It's all about what was in the arcade to me. Not taking anything away from those that love console gamers. I mean, I did own an Xbox at one time. It never took. I never played it, and I wound up selling it back to GameStop. Because never spent any time on it. All right, now we're going to go do our standoffs for the Raspberry Pi. So we need 4 of the 10mm standoffs, which are the smaller ones. So you've got 4 of the smaller ones and 4 of the 20mm. These will come after the Pi, the bigger ones. So we'll put these in. These brass 10mm standoffs. They're going to slide right in the back of the monitor. I got to say, I mean, the design work that went into this is just amazing how they put this thing together. I am impressed. All right, so the standoffs are in. That was step 7. We're moving on to step 8, which is the DSI ribbon cable. Blue side facing towards the top. Again, be very careful with this DSI connector. This is the thing that threw me when I first did a build over a year ago. My very first Build-A-Cade. I didn't know how this thing opened up. And rather than Googling it or YouTubing it, I frickin' tried to bend it sideways, and that did not end well. Slide the DSI connector in and push down, and it's in there snug. Okay. Insert the micro SD extension card. An extension port, the micro SD. Oh, so we need the Raspberry Pi at this point. So let's unbox our Raspberry Pi. This is my Raspberry Pi 3Bs. For what I need in these Build-A-Cades, the Raspberry Pi 3B is more than sufficient. So if I'm near a Micro Center, they're like $10 cheaper than they are on Amazon, but I did put the Amazon link in the description of this stream. Just know that they're cheaper at Micro Center. If you can get to a Micro Center, or if Micro Center ships to you, I don't know. They won't ship to me, so I wind up having to stop there. The nearest one to me is down in Illinois. So next time I travel through there, always make a point to jump off, grab some Raspberry Pi 3Bs because they're $10 cheaper. So, all right, so we need to insert the SD card extension into the Raspberry Pi's SD card port. Slide it all the way in. All right, now we're going to use the 20mm standoffs and mount this sucker to the monitor assembly. So the actual Raspberry Pi is going to go on the back side, mounted to the monitor. Still an incredible feat in engineering, I think, and how they squeeze this all together. I'm really anxious to see what the FU edition looks like. Obviously, you've got more room to work with in there. All right, so we've got our standoffs, the Raspberry Pi is attached. Yeah, it was Robotron. Defender artwork, actually. I think he added that very recently. Arcade Graphics, I think he did that very recently. Same with Gorf. He added quite a few. In fact, he's got Mortal Kombat schemes now. I'm talking about Arcade Graphics, not Joe Szabo. All right. Connect the DSI ribbon cable from the screen side to the Raspberry Pi. And these Raspberry Pis have been coming with a little piece of tape that's covering the DSI port. I just kind of peel that off. All right. Pull up gently on the plastic piece that secures the DSI ribbon cable, and then we'll just, again, the black side going to the top. And push down on the connector. Boom, our DSI cable is in. And you kind of have to bend the SD card extension off to the side. That's how I do it, because this DSI ribbon cable kind of gets in the way, but it is what it is. It works. Moving on to step 11, now we want to start plugging in cables. Now, I can totally see why Glenn has you do this beforehand, you know, because once you get this stuff mounted inside the actual cabinet, you start putting that together, it gets messy. I mean, it's hard to get this stuff in. Pretty damn impossible, actually, to get the cables in sideways once the thing is built. So he has you put the cables in first. So we're going to put power W2, which is a particular power cable for the Pi 3. So that will go in to the power port. Now we need the HDMI cable, which is this big sucker, W5 HDMI extension. Take off the cap and plug her in. All right, so we've got our power and our HDMI extenders in. And now we need the audio cable, W3, which is this guy. Goes right next to the HDMI cable. All right. Okay, now we need the wiring harness. That's this big package. The rest of my builds are going to be Raspberry Pi because I've not ordered any more Viper kits. And I haven't, I want to solidify a Viper image for my tastes before I go off ordering more Viper kits. So maybe I'll wait for another sale. So now we're going to put the wiring harness in place. Pin 40 is at the bottom towards the USB ports. So here's pin 40, which is marked, it's labeled, it says pin 40 on it. It's purple. Mine is purple. So we're going to slide that onto the GPIO port and secure it all the way down. All right. Now we're taking shape here. Now we're going to start assembling. Now again, I'm not doing the artwork yet on the sides. I'm going to do that after I got the thing built because of these side pieces. Now, I skipped through Glenn's video, but I don't know quite how this whole. I might just stick this piece in while I'm building it, just so I lay everything out. So okay. All right, so I've got the Joe Szabo piece in. Kind of loose. And we're going to lay the monitor assembly into its slot. Okay. To make sure, because it does certainly seem like there's a certain way that this goes. I guess not. So I'm putting the Joe Szabo's piece in. Doesn't seem to want to fit that way. Oh, so I guess it goes only one way. Because what happens is this little lip here on the front bezel piece from Joe Szabo does not completely fit over the side panel piece. It only goes one way. So good to know. Okay. So we're going to let that sit. I knew you'd agree with me, Stock Jock. We're kind of similar in our tastes based on your list and my list. And I think we're probably about the same age as well. So we grew up in the same era of arcades. All right, so remove the protective film from both sides of the acrylic marquee. Assemble the marquee by placing the marquee into the channel. So let's put our marquee pieces in. Again, we've got our channel here for the marquee. And then we have our Donkey Kong marquee, which is, I only have to peel the protective film off of. Now that's gorgeous. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I'm going to try and hold it up here so you can see it. Just beautiful. So we're gonna slide that into place. A little tight. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's extremely tight, but it's doable. Okay. And I do want to do a driving cab. That was going to be my next one, but then I saw the Gorf artwork, and so I deviated. So I might go out and buy another Build-A-Cade just for the driving cabinet, whichever one I build. All right. What's next? Control panel. So it wants us to get the wire for the control panel assembly, which is this guy right here. Plug that in. Try to move this over a little bit so it's still within camera view. So we're plugging in our control panel with the wire from the wiring harness. And then slotting that into place. Okay. Looking good so far. All right, so now it wants the coin door piece. There we go. I knew that snapped into place. All right, now here's where the, okay, I want some opinions from chat, okay? Because we're going to have this plastic piece right here, right? Do I need to put this plastic piece on the inside? Like, you guys see what's going to happen here? I'm going to slide this. This is how a normal Build-A-Cade goes. You just slide it in there. Maybe I don't have it the right way. I'm going to take this out for now. So what's your opinion, guys? Should I just leave this piece out since I already have the plastic protector on the front here? Let me know. Because again, we're going to have this piece here. And then this is going to go, this little plastic protector here. I mean, I suppose it won't hurt anything, but it's going to reduce visibility a little bit, I think, having two pieces of plastic in there. What do you guys think? Play Jeopardy theme here. I'll get a drink of water. Guys, it's taking shape. It really is. I don't know. I guess I'm kind of leaning towards keeping this piece in there. I mean, we'll peel the stuff off. And we'll basically have two pieces of plastic protection in place. Well, I suppose we'll see how it looks. I don't know. It is probably overkill, though. I agree. But I don't think we'll have too much of a problem. All right, so that piece is in place. Now we're ready for the other side panel. I'm going to go ahead and put the other side panel piece, or the other Joe Szabo mod. Actually, let's just put this thing together. Oh, he's actually got it labeled AA and BB. So yeah, it does go a certain way. All right, we're putting our other side panel on here. It is looking pretty good, Ted. I agree. All right, what am I not? Oh, you know what? I put the wrong end of the audio cable in. Got to do the T end. I wonder if we just take that out for a second, just work with it. Sorry about that. I hit the camera. There we go. I'm gonna put that piece in last. All right. Now, of course, he has in step 19 has you putting the top in first. I always do the bottom, the base, because it goes in really easy. But as you guys know, I've always struggled with the top. Come on. There we go. All right, so we have it. It's taken shape. So let's work the top in. You know, this is the part I hate. So we find our arrow for the front. Oh, that did not go in right. Nope. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That's record time for me getting that sucker in. Pretty happy about that. All right, so let's bring the camera down a little bit. Get a better angle. All right, so here we have our unit taking shape here. We have our piece, which hopefully just snaps in. Yep. There we go. Got to kind of work it in there because it's a little bit like the side pieces are in a little bit. It snaps right into place though. I mean, the artwork's going to cover it, but still you've got that gap. I mean, look, check this side out. I mean, I don't know if you can see it, but right along here, it's bent out a little bit. Maybe I can get a finger in there and push it out. This side looks pretty okay. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. All right, well, this gives me an opportunity then to kind of bend it out a little bit. So it snaps in there, but I have a little gap there. And I can work it a little bit with my finger, but not much. Yeah, that's a little bit concerning. Now, the artwork's going to cover it. We'll see how it looks. Just get it the best we can. So let's go ahead and do the artwork. Again, these are thick pieces, so I'm not even going to need to use tape. Actually, they're so thick that this little lip here isn't going to be noticeable. No, because these are just like plastic pieces almost. Stay in there. Peeling off the backing now. I'm wondering if I should do this like I do arcade graphics artwork and tape it first. I realize you guys aren't seeing a whole lot. There. Okay. So I think I'm going to tape it down and apply it. Just to be safe. I don't trust myself to be with a steady enough hand to get it in place the normal way, or I mean the easy way. And I'm going all the way to the front edge with this artwork. I probably didn't want, well, that's all right. All right, so it's a little bit going to be a little bit tougher to peel back. You know, some people are like, why are you doing it that way, man? You're just making things difficult. Well, kind of want to, just going to rip it. And lay it flat. And I think I screwed it up. I kind of figure you get like one do-over and then you're screwed. So I had to move it a little bit over. And see, now I can't reach the backing. We learn by doing, right? I haven't applied. This is my first Build-A-Cade artwork from Joe Szabo. All right. looking good. Now there's a protective piece on here. I'm going to leave that on for now. Let's go ahead and do the other side. You think I got it wrong, Zero? You think I should take that plastic piece out? Let's take a break here. Let's go to YouTube. Find Glenn's video. Yes, it is a plastic screen, Zero. Right, so I'm going through Glenn's video right now. You know, on Glenn's video, it looks like he has that plastic piece in place. Yeah, he does. I'll bring this up for you guys. Share, window, YouTube, share. All right, so this is Glenn's video, and you kind of, I'm going to back up a little bit. So see, you can see the plastic piece in there, the plastic protector. It's in there. So he's demoing the 3D piece from Joe Szabo. It snaps in place, yes. And then you've got that front part there, and then the artwork. I'll fast forward to he's just applying the artwork. I think he's deciding here how to go about doing the artwork on the bezel. Or no, he's doing the side art first. See, he just lays it down. See, why don't I just do that? It's easier. Forgive me skipping around here. I'm just... See, so he actually puts a piece of tape on it for some reason. And then he just, while it's on its back, he just layers it in there. And that whole piece, that whole bezel, front bezel piece, is a plastic piece. Let's see if there's a better way of showing it. See, you could kind of see the plastic in there. No, it's good to know, Zero. I mean, it's good to confirm. I didn't want to get too far into this and then screw it up. So, all right, special guest Glenn's Retro Show. All right. Okay, so we'll stop here. Go back to this view, and we'll go back to doing the artwork. Again, this is the first one I'm doing with the 3D printed piece, and this is going to inform the other two builds that I have to do, the other two or Glentendo builds. All right, let's get some of the garbage out of the way. And we'll get that other side panel on. Guys, I got the itch to build an arcade one up. I haven't built one in a couple months, and all right, so we're going to do what Glenn did. And we're just going to peel this sucker and put it on there. Don't mess with tape. Now, I did watch another YouTuber's video, Rexer's video on his Donkey Kong. He gives a tip because of the screen viewing angle of the game inside the Joe Szabo artwork kit. He actually compressed the screen a little bit and then put kind of like another marquee in there on top of the screen. Just Google Rexer and GRS Donkey Kong, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So he has a tip for kind of adjusting the viewing angle of the game inside the unit. And I thought it was pretty handy. I'm going to go ahead and peel the protective side off. Oh my God, is that art beautiful? That is so beautiful. Look at that. Get the glare off. God, this is going to be such a beautiful looking cabinet. I'm going to take the protective plastic off of this one, this side. I got to admit, Joe's artwork is pretty darn good. The nice thing about Arcade Graphics is he provides you with enough control panel artwork that it covers all of the different control panel types. Whereas with the Joe Szabo, you only get the one because he assumes that you're building just the one joystick. You're using the default control panel with that comes with the GRS. But Arcade Graphics gives you artwork for all of the control panels. That's the nice thing. Oh man, that's just beautiful. Got some stuff in there, and I'm smudging it up. I need some wipes. Bear with me, folks. I'm going to go get some eyeglass wipes. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to clean that out before I button it up. All right, so I've got my lens wipes here. I'm just going to wipe down the plastic piece on the inside there before I put the artwork on. That's better. All right. All right, so that's how it's going to sit in there. Is there like a protective piece on this too? I don't think so. Kind of looks like it, but I'm not coming off. I'm not going to ruin the artwork on here. This, oh, okay, I see what it is. It's just a plastic piece over the bezel artwork. So let's clean this up a little bit. All right. So he's got some sticky tape on here. All right. There she is. She's taking shape. Yeah, Zero. I think I'm going to be a day one order on that as well. I want to get mine shipped to me as soon as possible. That's why Stock Jock, I mentioned earlier, you probably didn't hear it, but I stopped at Synergy this week just to see if they had any cheap returns for Arcade 1-Ups. I would have bought one on the cheap, hopefully. But all they have in box is a Pong pub table, and I already have this beautiful Pong pub table right behind me. So, yeah. All right, so let's resume the build. We've got our artwork in place. It looks beautiful. I'm loving it so far. All right, so what are we doing now? Let's a piece of blue tape there. So we've got our bottom in and our top in. Now we're going to do the marquee light. All right, that's the piece labeled I, and of course you can kind of see the LED light piece here. So the power for that is going to come from the harness. It's going to come up through the hole, and then you're going to plug it in. All right. And slide that right in there. Perfect. Now we're going to do the middle piece, and I always lay it down flat because it's easier to manage the wires. So you kind of bend the wires up a little bit, and then you get this little U-brace thingy here. It's a J piece. And you stick that in the middle slot and slide it all the way in. All the way in. And then you can let your wires fall again. That just adds some more support to the cabinet itself. All right, now we're going to do the USB extension, the cable. So that's going to go into our two USB ports. I always put them in the bottom two ports because they're easier to reach. You got a mismatch of wires here now. So I'll put one on the right side and one on the left side. And it doesn't really matter which one goes where. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Damn it. Excuse my French. The SD card extension cable got caught while I was putting in this bracket. I had to pull out the USB extension. Hopefully I didn't damage that the SD card extension. I have damaged one before, and I do have a spare upstairs if I need it. But this piece got caught down below. So make sure you're careful with your wiring. I see I did it again. This time with the audio cable. Slow and steady wins the race, Pete. Okay, now we're back on track. So we got to put the USB extension in. One on the left, and one on the right. There we go. So our USB extension is in. Now it wants us to do the wiring harness for the coin door. This coin door perplexes me, really, it does, because I don't know about you guys, but I've had problems with this left button. You can hear it clicking now. But once you get it in there, it frickin' crimps it somehow. So that it sticks sometimes. Now to get it to unstick, you just press in on the whole control panel and it pops out, but it's just an annoying thing. Oh, StockTech, that's pretty cool. They're having a good deal on those now. I'd buy one if there were any up here in Wisconsin, but there isn't. They're nowhere to be found. I've been to like 3 Costco's, and and PD7's been to a couple that I don't go to, and they're just nowhere to be found. So that one I might have reskinned into something else. All right, so now we're going to connect. We're going to run this cable for the coin door through the front of the coin door opening, and then we're going to plug it into the coin door. All right, so we're now plugged in. Now we're going to just pop it into place. You got to undo the audio jack cover, and don't pull on this too hard or you'll break it. I broke the one from last week, but I didn't really care. So just pull it out as much as you can. and pop the coin door in. Good. See, now that one, no, that one's, this one's going to pop good. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Yes. And we'll put the little audio jack cover back in. Okay, now we're going to start putting on the back panel, beginning with the SD card extension. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see it. So here's our SD card extension port, and we just need to slot it in there. And we need to attach that with 2 S4 screws. And here I am putting this thing on top of screws. It's probably damaged the artwork. No, it didn't. That's good. This is where I get my light out because it's kind of hard to see. Oh, come on. This is like one of the hardest parts right here is putting this SD card thing in. Although that one just went in really well. Good. Okay, SD card extension is in. Yeah, those of you that are getting the FU, are you going to do the rotating 19-inch or are you going to do the 26-inch monitor? All right, the HDMI extension, which screws in from the back. What screws do we need for that? We need 2 S5 screws. That would be this guy right here. And mount the HDMI extension into the back. Okay, HDMI connector is in. Now we're going to plug in the audio cable to the backboard. Okay, now we're going to plug several cables, USB power cable, That would be this USB cable right here. Goes right next to the audio cable on the back. Yeah, really zero. I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards the 26, but I think the cool factor of having the auto rotating monitor would be pretty cool. And if Hockey Town, I agree. I mean, if money is no object, depends on how much this thing comes out price wise. I might be tempted to get one of each. I'm sure there might be some people that do that. All right, so we need the wiring harness connection. So that's this big black one, goes onto the backboard. There it goes, snapped in. And then we need the USB extension. I got to twist this around so it fits in there. There we go, snapped into place. And this is the part where you make sure the thing's turned off. Yes. And then you plug in the battery. We're almost there, folks. Now we just got to arrange all the wiring nice and neat and button this thing up. I'm going to pay particular attention to the ribbon cables here. Just got to tuck everything in there. And then get our screws in. Hopefully I'm not crimping any wires. It's always a fear when you tuck this thing in for the final time. All right. Okay, why isn't that screw going in? There it goes. What the hell? The screw's fighting me. Hopefully there's not a wire in there. But that's the top corner. I don't think there's anything up there. You're talking about G.I. Joel there, Stock Jock, working on your Roboton? I'd be excited to get a Robotron 3/4. Arcade One Up, are you listening? All right, she's assembled. Now does she work? Look at that beautiful cab. She's beaut. She's a beaut, Clark. I don't have the, let's put the cover on. And the ball top. Come on, get on there. There. She's looking good. All right, let's lower the camera down. All right, so I'm going to need my power. Well, Stock Jock, I have not bought anything from that particular gentleman that you're talking about yet. I've been wanting to, but just not really been, you know, if he does do those and makes them available for order, I'm all over it. I would love to get either a Nintendo shaped or a Robotron. All right, so we're going to plug this in. Again, this power supply, I should probably put this up on the links list on the description of this stream. It's got an inline switch in it for AC/DC power. And then it's got the USB-C connector that you can plug into the back of the Build-A-Cade. And I also have USB-C to USB-C or USB-A so that I can run it to a USB charger. All right, so let's plug this sucker in. I got a red light on the power. That's good. That means it's charging. All right. So I'm going to take this off. I'm going to turn off the lighting here. All right. And I have my SD card image already. I don't use the one that comes with because I've cultivated, like I said, my own image. All right, we're moment of truth. There's the marquee. It's gorgeous. It's going to auto load into Miss Pac-Man because that's the game that I have auto loading right now. So it's going to be a little weird here. All right, so never mind the Miss Pac-Man. Let's oh my God, that's so out of focus. It's ridiculous. Let's turn on the house lights, see if that helps. That's about as good as it's going to get, folks. Yeah, 0. I mean, that's my image. My image that I lay down from my computer upstairs has, when I took the image, Miss Pac-Man was auto starting. All right, so I need to get the IP of this thing. So we're going to go back out using the one player start in the coin door. Go down to options. No, that's not what I wanted. Go into options, and there's an option for IP address. Show IP. My IP address. Oh, show IP. That's going to boot back into emulation or RetroArch. So 192.168.1.76. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do here. Let's see. Bring up Windows Explorer. And then let's see. Stop sharing there. Replace screen sharing. Window Explorer. And okay. All right. So I'm going to whack out using Windows Explorer to 192.168.1.76. Hopefully you all can see that. And it should challenge me for a login because I'm not authenticated. There it is. And right now my image is set to the default. Username Pi. Password of Raspberry. All right, so I'm logged in to the Build-A-Cade in the lower part of the screen there. So I don't know how well you guys can see this. Let's see if I can make it a little smaller. So basically, using technology that's built into the operating system, you can whack out to the file system. So I'm going to first get the ROM name, which is under Arcade. So I only have 3 of the Donkey Kongs on here. So let's see, DKong. All right. So now we're going to go modify the startup script. And that is under configs, all, and then autostart.sh is the name of the file. So we're going to edit that in Notepad. And I'm going to switch the sharing out so you guys can see that. There we go. All right, so I'm inside the file now, the autostart.sh. And all we need to do is change the ROM name. And as you can see there, Miss Pac-Man is the startup. We're going to change it to DKong. File save. Close. I can close that Explorer window. And then we'll go back. I'm going to make the cell phone full screen now. Maybe you can see it better. So I'm going to reboot the Build-A-Cade. All right, so we're gonna quit, restart system. Yes, really restart. Now it should come up into the marquee game. Love Glenn's logo here. Sorry for the glare off that plastic screen, but boom, there we go, folks. And I'm playing from the side here, so this is going to be awkward. Going in, player one start. Sounds a little low. Jump works. Ah! What sound files? Are you talking about the... Ah, shoot, just kidding myself. If you're talking about the audio files that you sometimes have to put in with MAME, then yes, I believe I did do that. The audio's there, it's just very low. Ah! Well, we can look. We can certainly look. Let me pull up my Windows Explorer again. I believe that's under BIOS. Yeah, the samples, that's what you're talking about. Yes, I do have the sample. Now, assuming it's running MAME 2003. I think that's what it's running. Let me reboot and see what it says on the load. It's 2003. So yes, I do have the sample, the correct sample. All right. All right. There she is, folks. She's a beaut. She's a beaut, Clark. So Glentendo cabinet number 1 done. I only have 2 more to go. Awesome. We did it. It looks beautiful. I'm going to have to take that to work tomorrow, show my coworkers. Let them salivate over that. Well, that was fun, guys. That was fun. As I said, I've got 2 more to go. I've got a third, so I'm down to 3 Build-A-Cades left in stock. So 2 of those are Glentendo cabinets, and then the third one is going to be Gorf. I'm going to expect that Gorf artwork in today. So what's next? I'd like to. I'm still on the hunt for an arcade 1-up cabinet on the cheap. So I'm watching Marketplace. The Marketplace here in the Milwaukee area is just really stupid. People are asking outrageous prices for them, and I just won't pay as much as they're asking. So until I see an incredible deal, I'm probably not going to be getting another arcade 1-up unless a retailer sale happens. But I'd love to get one because I'm itching to make a build. I just have a blast putting them together. All right, folks. Well, I think I'm done. I'm going to call it, and then I'll see you guys next week, okay? And it's still up in the air what we'll do. It'll probably be another GRS build. Might be something different. Okay, Hockeytown, I'll take a look at that. So assume next week that we're going to be doing another GRS build and another hangout on a Sunday morning. Guys, I want you guys to have a safe week, a fun week. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you next week, okay? Until then, remember, I got next.